Today's session will also be standing with a chair in some of the exercises, but I also have a soft ball and also a loop band, which is a flexible band. You can use a normal resistance band and just tie it around your knees, or one of these are really nice to have because you just step into it. So we're going to start first with just holding onto the ball or cushion or something soft, and just think about breathing. Pilates got a lot of breathing techniques that you add into the exercises. So we start first with just thinking about where the breath is coming from. So if you're holding the ball in front of you, you just softly breathe in and out. So you can breathe in and out through your nose because we're standing still. Or in Pilates, we do breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Okay, so we can practice both of those. So when you're breathing in and out, see if you can avoid getting your shoulders to rise a lot. That's clavicle breathing, and that comes from the top of the chest. So we're just going to softly breathe. So let your breath come into your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe into your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. We can count for 3 or 4 steps when we're breathing. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Or the same thing, breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully feeling that your shoulders are soft and the breath is somewhere where the ball is, around our thoracic spine. So the ball will now go between your ankles for stability. So you can hold on to something if you like. I'm going to go for footwork in Pilates. So the ball here stabilizes our ankles. If you feel like, okay, you don't want to use the ball, you can also do it without, okay? So we're lifting up with the heels. So the heels are going to float off the floor, testing your toe strength. So stomach muscles squeeze in a bit, drop the shoulders, and then lift your heels, and then place your heels back down. So we're trying to go slow down, just to let the muscles work. At the same time, the hips and the ankles are stacked on top of each other. So lifting up, float the heels, and then place the heels down. Now, the next sequence in this exercise is the bend of the knees. I'm lifting my heels, place the heels down, and then I'm bending the knees forward with the hips stacked on top of the ankles, and then lift them back up again. So lift the heels, place the heels down, bend the knees, and then lift back up again. Okay, so if you don't need a chair, you can try it without. So we lift up with the heels. Heels go down, both knees point in the same direction, coming forward, and then place the legs back in position. So lifting up, bit of stomach muscle to support this, it gives balance, heels down, and then bend the knees. Now, we can continue getting a bit more technical with this exercise and adding more things if you like. Okay, so if you still need a chair, please hold on to it. If you don't, place it to the side. Okay, you can still hold on to the wall or something. So we lift the heels off the floor. We stay there for a moment. Okay, feeling balanced, pressing in maybe to the ball, and then lifting the arms in front and just test, okay, does that feel balanced? Heels go down, bend the knees, arms go back again. So we lift up, float the heels, a bit of squeeze to buttocks, stomach muscles, and then placing the heels down, bend the knees, and the arms go back. If you feel, okay, that felt quite easy, okay, we lift them all the way up. So we lift the heels off the floor, stomach muscles, a bit of squeeze there, a bit of squeeze to your buttocks, lift the arms, and then taking the arms all the way up. Bring the arms back to shoulder height, place your heels back again, bend your knees, and then taking the arms back, and then come back to your start position. We do it again. So heels are lifting, arms are floating. Take the arms all the way up, bring them back to shoulder height, heels are still floating about, and then place the heels down, bend the knees, and the arms go back again. Okay, so we're going to, stop with the exercise, but we can, do more or less with it. Now we're coming to the band, so I'm just going to put the ball to the side. So if you'd like to use something to give you that nice feeling of support and also making the muscles work a bit harder, band is great. So a loop band or something that you can tie around your knees that has some elasticity and so it moves. So now, as I'm coming into my squat, I'm going to push the knees out at the same time. Okay, so just test your band if you've got one. Obviously, you can do the exercise without, but it's nice, especially for Parkinsons and if you have, rehabilitation of hips. It just gives us a chance to feel the muscles a bit more and still feel okay, you are controlled in a sort of supported environment. So the hands, for now, I'm going to just let them come in front. So I'm going to push the hips back, check the knees don't come too far forward, and get that same feeling of sitting on something and then squeezing the buttocks to lift back up again. Sit onto your chair, lift back again. If you can't feel your buttocks, keep going if you're happy. If you can't feel your buttocks, okay, we bring that chair back in again. So when you are going into the squat, feet close enough, and then sitting down towards it and lift back up again. Maybe gives you more of a sensation of that is buttocks muscles trying to sit down, squeeze, lift back up to a standing position. So opening up the hip, push back, lift back up again. If you feel that you want to challenge yourself even more, you are sitting all the way down and then come back again. So sit down, squeeze your bum, lift back up again. It just means we go deeper into the muscle, the length of the muscle, and we're also taking a small break, which means we need to turn on a bit more, push up, lift back up again. The feet are slightly behind your knees. Gives you a bit more room to come up from the chair. Let's do 2 more. So squeeze, pushing those knees away from each other, and then down, lift up. Okay, now we change position again. So we're going to just put that chair to the side. Unless you need it, then you keep hold of it. Okay, now we're stepping sideways. So the band, again, if you don't have a band, you can still do the exercise. So stepping and then step together, and just see what it feels like to step with a bit of resistance, or without, if you're doing it without. So we step sideways, bending the knee, and then step together. Okay, if you feel adventurous, you just do a bit more of a push. So we land nicely onto the foot and knee. It needs to bend, and the hip goes back a bit, and the other leg stretching out at the same time. Quite nice for the band though. And then step together. Good, one more time. Checking the knee and foot alignment, and we change side, give yourself space. And again, small step together. Okay, you can feel we're pushing out into the band from both sides, which means both legs are working. And then together, step bigger if it feels good in your body, so step bigger, together, good, and step together. Let's do 4, step together, and last couple. So we push into the band, and now we're going to bring that chair back again. So you can drop the band, see if it comes off quite easily, so you don't have to bend, and then we bring the chair back for our seated exercises. So starting first with the cat. So the cat position was nice and tall through the spine. Softly place your hands to your knees, and then stomach muscles pull in to lengthen the muscles on the back. The head comes slightly forward, and then we lift up through the spine. So scooping the stomach muscles in, and then lift up and rise. Soft breathing. Okay, don't hold your breath. And then lift back up again. So I'm now going to go into sort of a cobra position too. So a bit of a pushing the head and chest up. So I'm going to separate the knees a bit wide so I've got space. I'm going to dip the chest and hinge from the hip. And then start with the lift of the nose and then push back again. Okay, so just that. Hinging from the hip, and then lift the nose and chest and push up. Now comes the cat. So I'm going to roll the cat, push back with the lower back, dip down, flatten the chest and hip, push the nose and chest up, and then lift and go back. You've got to find these positions in your spine. It might not move the same as mine, but you're trying to make it move freely. So I'm opening the shoulders and chest, pushing back, coming into the cat, stomach muscles scoop in, head slightly forward, push towards the floor, lift the head, lift the chest, and then push back again. So you can feel we are starting to curl the spine. You can press the hands onto your knees, gives you a bit of support. And if it feels great, you can make it flow a bit, elbows out, lift up the chest, breath in, and then breathe out. Same breathing as before. So breath in, and then breathe out. And then we add our thoracic spine. So we bring a cushion or ball back into the exercise. So just give you a couple of moments to do that. So the ball or cushion, if you don't have anything, you can still lean backwards. So don't worry about it if you have nothing there. So I'm giving myself a little bit of space to think about lifting through the spine with my stomach muscles and my back and hips. Hands go behind the head. I'm going to lean into the ball by keeping my stomach muscles supporting the back to not move too much. So I'm opening the chest up and then bringing the elbows and chest back and curling forward slightly. See if you can do this without your mid back and lower back and hips moving about too much. So this became a movement in our top of the back, our thoracic spine. So open, breathe in, and then breathe out to move forward. So the stability is now keeping your mid lower back still and then curl forward. And just add a nice tempo. It's a flowing movement that we're looking for. And then roll your chin and chest forward. Okay, now testing our rotation. So we're going to just turn. If the ball stays, great because you've got room. And then turn to the other side. You can bring the knees and feet together and just see what it feels like to turn, holding onto the knee and hip. And holding onto the knee and hip. So if you haven't got a ball, you need to come away from the back of the chair so you've got room to move. And then come back again. Okay, our quad muscles. So quad muscles seated. I'm going to take the ball away. You could place it something underneath your back, behind your back. I've got quite an upright chair though, so I'm going to use it. So now lifting up the foot is going to be our front of the leg. So we're testing for the chair that you got and see what it feels like to lift the leg up and then keeping the position of your pelvis and your stomach muscles and your hips. Okay, and then test the other side. So lift up, bend the knee in, lift up. We're going to hold it in a moment. We're just testing first to see what it feels like to keep position and using a bit of stomach muscle to support the fact that we are bending things. Okay, now can we lift and hold? So we bend, we lift up and hold it for 2 breaths. So breathe in now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1 more. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then release the foot. Change leg. Lifting up. Holding it, tall to the spine. You shouldn't pull in your back, so make sure your stomach muscles helping out. So we do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breath in. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Breathe in. And then breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then release the foot. Now can we come off the chair? So we push the feet behind the knees. Lift forward. You need to push something, you push something. If you're happy to lift up, you squeeze your buttocks and you're back to standing. We're taking the chair away, or unless you're going to use it for rolling down. So now to mobilize the spine a bit more, we roll forward. So if you feel like, okay, just want to do a little one, you do a small version here, or if you're happy to roll down, we take the hands on the sides of the legs today. So we roll down in towards the floor, soft knees, you can bend them if you need to, and then we roll back up again through the spine. So lifting up, hands on the side, you're going to lift the arms as well, one or both arms. Taking the arms to the side, and again, our hands on the sides. Easy arms in front, trickier hands behind. So we glide the hands along the sides of the legs, rolling down, except that you're upside down, and then we lift back up again. So roll hips, lower back, mid back shoulders, and then arms down by your side. One more time, and I'm going to make it a bit trickier by bringing the hands behind the legs and trying to glide behind the knees, behind the calves, scoop the stomach muscles up, behind the ankles and feet, and then lift back up again. So lift up, roll the lower back, the mid back, the shoulders, and then we lift the arms back up towards the ceiling. Good, and then taking the arms back down, arms now. So windows and chicken wings. So the arms go forward. We're going to bend the elbows, going to turn the palms, and we're going to reach up, and then taking the arms forward again. So breath in, breathe out. Good. So we lift, reach up, and then push the air down. So bend your elbows, and then lift through your shoulders, and then bring the arms in front. One more time, and then chicken wings. It's just staying in that position when we have elbows out, turn the palms. We're going to stay here and just push up, elbows down. Bit of shoulder blades now. You can feel the muscles around your shoulder blades. Pressing down, lift up again. So down to side, lift. Can you feel your stomach muscles? I want them to be active. So we're pushing in from our belly. and then reach up. One more time. Lift up, and then taking the arms in front and just relax your shoulders. Just let them just drop by your sides and then go down a little bit further, maybe to drop one shoulder, lift up, and then drop the other shoulder. Okay, now we are focusing now on our one-sided lift, our balance. Again, if you need to hold on to a chair or something, just please do. So I practice balance with a step forward because we don't want to be falling sideways. So we need to think about up rather than sideways. So if you step forward and lift, okay, your muscles might turn on and say, yep, I'm going to lift up and then stay connected. Okay, so we step forward, lift. You can alternate legs, so stay with the same one for a couple and then change. So lift up and then step back. Okay, if it feels a bit wobbly, hold on to something. And then step back, step forward, lift, and then step back. Okay, now some of you will have muscles that don't turn on in the moment, so we need to turn them on with a focus. So we're going to breathe into the rib cage, the breath again, and then breathe out. Squeeze your stomach muscles. See if you can squeeze them just behind your hip bones and feel, can you hold that squeeze whilst you talk and breathe and do something else? And then relax completely so you can feel the difference between on and off. Okay, so we breathe in, filling the ribs into the side, and then breathe out, squeezing stomach muscles. The breath out connects to that muscle. So see if you can hold it. Now keep the squeeze and then step forward. Okay, so we get ready, squeezing the stomach, stepping and then lifting, keeping the squeeze. See if you can balance for a little bit more than a second. Okay, and then step back again. And then the other leg, stomach muscles on, squeeze, hold it, step forward and lift and see if you can balance here. Good. So if you only require the stomach muscles to work, then we are happy there. If you need your buttocks to squeeze, you need to turn them on too. So stomach muscles, buttock muscles, step and lift. Step back again, lift the other foot and balance. Okay, if that felt good, we are going to go for more. Yes, always. So we step, we squeeze the muscles, we stay stable. Drop the arms down by your side. Roll the shoulders back a bit. Lift the arms to shoulder height. Okay, I keep adding more. So if you need to stop, you stop with this one. If you feel, yeah, I can lift the arms up. Yep, okay, that works nicely. And then you're taking the arms in a circle. We go for 3. Lift up. Circle, come back. Lift up. Circle, come back. Are we ready to come back into our standing position? Yes. Place the feet down, squeeze the heels into the floor, and we change leg. So stepping forward, lift the other leg. Okay, if that's enough, you stay there. You lift the arms for a bit more. We lift the arms higher, and then we start to circle again. So circle and lift. Breathe. Don't stop breathing because the breath now needs to help you stay connected to your stomach, your leg muscles, glutes and hamstrings. Okay, good. And then we take the arms back and we step down. Shake the legs out a bit. Now to stretch things out, we start first with the calf. So we're stepping back. One foot goes back, toes and heel. And then we push the hip forward. You could lift the arm and lengthen more to the side. Hold on to something if you need it, or just stay there. Right, and then we step together. Okay, the other side. Step back. Make sure you're stable. Press the heel into the floor, push the hip forward, and again lifting up if it feels okay to lift and reach to the side or hold on to something. And then we reach fingertips away from the hip, and then we lift up and then step together. The hands go behind the head. We finish with a corkscrew arm. So hands go behind the head. We lift the shoulders, we drop the shoulders, we lift the arms, and then taking the arms down by your side. So lift the arms, hands behind the head, lift up. Drop the shoulders, lift the arms, and then take them down by your side. 2 more. So arms are floating, hands behind. We lift the shoulders to breathe in, breathe out, drop the shoulders, lift the arms, and then taking the arms back down. 1 more time. Lift up, hands behind, lift the shoulders, drop the shoulders, lift the arms, stay here like you're reaching for the ceiling. And then we take the arms down slow, out to the side, down by your sides, and just shake out the arms. Okay.